The New England Patriots just hinted at some big trades. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content for people just like you who can't get enough New England Patriots football. So do me a favor before we get started, it'd mean the world to me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, notification bell, all of it. I truly appreciate it. So today what we're going to be talking about, some potential trade rumors, who on the Patriots are on the chopping block when it comes to trade. Not necessarily chopping block, but trade candidates, we'll use that term, when it comes to making some deals before the trade deadline. As well, we're going to be talking about some Drake May news. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, the Tennessee Titans, they're just around the corner. So we're going to talk about that just for a little bit. So let's jump right into it. First of all, we're talking trading. Now, you might be saying, listen, the New England Patriots are in no position right now to trade. A lot of times when you see teams making trades, it's to put themselves in a better position when it comes to the playoffs and making a run into the playoffs. So you look at that trade they made with Uche to the Kansas City Chiefs, you would think, based on that, hey, they're kind of shrugging their shoulders, kind of giving up. You know, at least we can get something, I guess, even though it's in 2026. But again, it's doing what they can. So moving on, after a big win against the New York Jets, I've seen some stuff on Twitter that makes them think they want to be aggressive when it comes to trading before the deadline. So key quote right here. First, it says, I'm told the Patriots are monitoring the trade market to potentially add talent at wide receiver, D-tackle, and the tackle position on the heels of the rousing 25-22 win against the New York Jets. And Lord knows New York sports need all the help they can get, whether that is trying to trade for people, which didn't help the Jets, or if it's a fan trying to pry the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove, which was outrageous. If you didn't see that, go on Google and search that up. It's actually it's funny, but at the same time, like, wow, this is eye-opening and ridiculous. Anyways, it sounds like New York being New York. Anyways, if you've seen it, comment below. I just want to hear what you have to say, because again, I laughed at first and then a ton of memes came out and it was crazy, but at the same time, it's funny, ridiculous, it's wild. Anyways, back to the topic. We're talking trade. So in this quote, the first position that was mentioned was wide receiver. I disagree. I don't think wide receiver is a highly coveted need at this moment. We know the New England Patriots are not going to be making the playoffs. Now, if there's something too good to pass up on, obviously that's smart. But again, what's frustrating is the last position that was labeled right here was tackle. That is probably one of the biggest needs. Now, I will give the offensive line credit. They have looked much better. Again, it would look better if they had some tried and true people at tackle that I feel like they are going to have for a handful of years that will be starters. There are some decent pieces on that line, but again, I think there's much to work on, and I think that is going to be one of the biggest assets they need come drafting in the 2025 draft in Green Bay. Defensive tackle, you have Barmore, you have Gotcha. Granted, Barmore, we're not sure again on his return, if that will even happen this season. We've had some hope in the past couple weeks where they've talked about he's progressed greatly. But again, I don't think defensive tackle is a huge need, much like wide receiver. I think, again, it's more at that tackle position. Comment below, what do you think about that? Do you agree? You disagree? Give me your reasoning why. That being said, I think one of the best comments when we talk about trade rumors, all these different things, is the fact that Gerard Mayo hinting at the fact, listen, if we can get people on this team that make this team better, yes, we are open for business. And I think that is a smart move by the New England Patriots organization, Gerard Mayo, Elliott Wolf, the whole lot of them, because when it comes down to it, hey, we're a competitive team, and regardless of if our record's 2-6, 6-2, whatever it might be, we want to go out there and win, and we want to put people in the positions that are going to help us win. Clearly, they thought Uche, they were moving on from him. And again, you got to remember, you look at this guy, and he was not drafted by Gerard Mayo. Wasn't drafted by him, drafted by Bill Belichick. So you know Bill Belichick's going to be saying nicer things about Uche than, anyone else. But that being said, we're going to jump into, I found this article and I actually love it. I think it's good. I think there's things I agree with, there's things I disagree with, and I want to see what you guys think. Obvious trade candidates, you got KJ Osborne. We know he was picked up from the Minnesota Vikings. He did have a touchdown. He has a touchdown this year, which is great. He has the intangibles, but when it comes down to it, I think it seems like his kind of off the field issues, especially with him tweeting or making comments or whatnot, is probably not helping an organization, especially an organization that is rebuilding. So again, I have no issue trading KJ Osborne. Tyquan Thornton, again, he's a guy that 3 years in a row, he did not make the active roster starting the season. He is quick. He has potential. He is a second-round pick. Again, this is a guy, though, that I would hate to see a 5th or 6th or 7th-round pick for him. That's not worth it. That is not worth it, I think, for this guy. Again, I think he can shine, but again, I think there's wide receivers on this team. Right now, I would tell you the best wide receiver on this team, and the one I love the most and I think has the most upside is Pop. That's what I'm going to say. After that, I still have hope for Polk. Again, he's a rookie. Again, we saw Pop last year in his rookie year do much better, obviously, than Polk has done right now. But I think Polk gets out of his own head. He can show us that he can be a great wide receiver. And as well, Javon Baker. I feel like both of them kind of have a little growing up to do. But again, I think they have that potential right there. As well as Kayshon Boutte. Bring that booty. I feel like he has potential as well. Now, next year, you want to draft a wide receiver? Great. I'm just saying, and you want to get rid of Thornton? I don't care. That's fine. But again, getting these later round draft picks I don't think they're going to really help turn anything, okay? Again, next year, when it comes to the end of the season in free agency, if you want to look at wide receiver, we've talked about before in months past, T. Higgins is going to be unrestricted free agent, so that could be a conversation. Sure, come in, be that number one wide receiver, have Polk, and then the question is, who is that third wide receiver 3? Are you looking at, sorry, I meant Pop. I don't know if I said Pop or Polk. My fault. Pop at that slot position, and then at wide receiver 3, you're looking at Polk, Baker, whoever it might be. We'll see. Kayshon Boutte, who knows? But again, I do think these are interesting, but don't get rid of them unless you can get something good. Again, the Patriots are in a position, if people are coming to them asking for trades, that they are in the driver's seat. They don't have to trade anyone. It's probably people who are competitive that are trying to make that push where they could possibly still make the playoffs, or they just need some depth at certain positions. We look at, again, the Chiefs. They have been depleted when it comes to wide receiver. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster, who was literally dropped from the New England Patriots, was picked up, and he has actually been a decent contributor for this offense. So it's crazy to think. But these two candidates, I think, are obvious trade candidates. Under the radar, Jonathan Jones. We know that Jonathan J. Jones, he's a little older. I could see that he is a cornerback number 2, technically on this team. And so, sure, I could see that. There's some younger talent at the cornerback position for the Patriots. The question would be which one of those younger guys would step into that role. Sidy Sow, I think Sidy Sow's time as a starter, unless someone gets injured, is probably over. Yes, he had his year last year. Guys, I taught all day. I'm struggling. But Sidy Sow, he has potential, but I would say, if they could get something for him, sure, why not? Take it. Nothing wrong with that. Again, you have someone like Michael Jordan, even Layden Robinson, who has started over him at times. So it would be worth looking into. Wise, a captain on the team. Another edge rusher. This one is more interesting. Sure, again, I think it all comes down to what would you be getting? What would you be getting, and would it be worth it? Gotcha. I think that's I don't want to get rid of him. I like him in Barmore. I have no issue with that. Kendrick Bourne, I have no issue getting rid of. And honestly, I think he would be more to the top of this list. Again, you look at teams like the 49ers, who have seen already this year they've had issues at wide receiver, whether it's contract negotiations or people getting hurt, whatever it might be. Kendrick Bourne, and I've said this, he has been someone, he played for the 49ers, and he is not a bad wide receiver. Not a bad wide receiver. And so I could see a team trying to make a push to get him traded as well. And I honestly think he is one of the more top candidates than the other players. But again, it will be interesting to see. But I do think that Gerard Mayo making the statement is hinting at the fact that, hey, we are for sure open, and we would be willing to make any more trades before the trade deadline. And I think that is big, and I think that's a huge move for the Patriots organization, saying, listen, yes, we might not be doing well right now, but we're willing to make trades, and we're willing to make this team better right now. Last but not least, Drake May still in protocol. He's been at practice, made some throws, done a variety of things, but at a very, very limited pace. Gerard Mayo asked about it, basically saying, hey, he's in good spirits, which is awesome. You want to see that out of any leader. But right now we're going into it that he is injured and Jacoby is right there. I will say this, on the flip side, the silver lining, at least you have a quarterback that has some experience in someone like Jacoby Brissett, that he can come in. And honestly, I think he did a good job when it came to playing against the Jets this past week and getting the win as well, just because I thought it was funny that the Jets are right here. Again, the Jets, New York sports just rough right now. Yankees probably about to lose 4-1 in the World Series. We'll see what happens. It hasn't happened yet, but we will see. New York Jets not living up to the bill that a lot of people thought this year, and the Giants are just dog water. So it is what it is. I'm loving it. I am loving it. I'm here for it. So that being said, this is Sports Talk Patriots. I will see you again tomorrow. Daily basis. Hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me as usual. Hit that like button. Anything you want to say, I don't care. Comment it below. Let's hear it. We'll talk to you later. Peace.